Ride or Die makeup tag by Jaclyn Hill. I wasn't planning on filming this tag originally because I have done similar videos in the past, my all-time favorite makeup products, etc, etc. However, I really like the tag, and every time I caught myself, like when I watched one of the tag videos from someone else, I caught myself afterwards thinking about, okay, what are my ride or die makeup products at the moment? Because yes, we say they are our all-time favorite products, but there's so much going on the beauty market out there. There's new products coming on the market all the time, so I do believe favorite products can change. Plus, today is the first day of my maternity leave, so I have a little bit of time on my hands before baby comes, so I thought, you know what, I am going to film this tag after all. I looked online at the different categories. I am going to skip a couple of them. For example, lashes. I'm just not wearing them, so why use that category? And I also want to stick to makeup only, so I actually will leave out the perfume favorite as well. However, I did add 2 or 3 categories to make the tag fit a little bit more for my needs. I hope you enjoy that, and I would say we start right away. Category number 1 is primers, and funnily enough, my all-time favorite primer at the moment, already since a couple of months now, is the same one as Jaclyn Hill wrote down, and it's the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. Yes, I always get the name wrong. This stuff is magic in a bottle. I think it's very, very suitable for people with normal to dry skin. I'm not sure if this would work as well on people with oilier skin, if I'm honest. I'm also not sure if it really prolongs the wear of my makeup, but it does make my makeup look better for longer. I'm not the biggest drinker in terms of, you know, normal fluids like water and stuff, so towards the end of the day I sometimes have a bit of an ashy undertone. However, with this doesn't happen. This just gives you this very nice glowy, dewy finish. You look healthy, and you look healthy all day long. That's what I'm looking for in a primer. Category number 2 are foundations, and I think those 4 bottles are speaking for themselves, or tubes. They are the IT Cosmetics CC creams, and as you can see, I have both the normal one, which is this one here, as well as the Illuminating one, and I really, really like them. I actually have both of them in 2 colors, so I have both fair and light. This is fair, this is the light one. Summer shade and winter shade in both of them. I love this stuff. It has very nice medium coverage, very natural. I'm wearing it right now. The Illuminating one has kind of glitter glowy particles inside, so if you have larger pores you might not like that. But this is really hydrating for the skin, which is something, like I said, I really, really need and I really enjoy. It lasts long on my skin, it looks nice. It's a bit more of a thicker consistency, so it's not liquid or anything at all, or fluid like a lot of those new, more fluid foundations. But it is a CC cream. Yeah, hydrating, I said that before, and I love it. It's my all-time favorite product. Next category is concealer, and here there's only one product I can really show you, which has been my favorite since years. And there are some other close contenders I like, but they don't fulfill everything this concealer does, and it's the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I always use the color Vanilla because that is the perfect shade for me, no matter if it's summer or if it's winter. In the summer, if I'm really, really, really tanned, so this in the spring, in May when we were in Florida, I ended up having like a really, really good tan in the end. Vanilla started to be like a little bit too light on the face. Under the eyes it still worked, But overall, vanilla is like my all-time favorite shade, best matching shade all year round. It is more of a thicker consistency, which once again, I know not everyone likes. I don't think personally that it puts emphasis on under eye wrinkles or anything. But I don't have like the biggest wrinkles yet. So I just love how hydrating it is. I love the coverage. I love how long it lasts on my skin. And therefore this has to be my ride or die product. Let's move on to powders. Jaclyn Hill distinguishes between two different kinds of powders, face powder and under eye powder, and I do have two different powders for that as well. For the face, I have to show you an empty product because I'm currently waiting for my backup actually. I ordered on Space NK already last week and it still hasn't shipped. So Space NK, what's going on? But my all-time favorite face powder is the Ambient lighting powder in the color Dim Light. I've mentioned this product plenty of times before. Yeah, it's completely empty, so you cannot really see that much. In the winter, this becomes a tad bit too muddy around the edges, which I like to mix it with a lighter one. I have Ethereal Light. I also like to use the Free palette, which I showed you in my last empties video, because that lightens up Dim Light a little bit, but I just really like the effect Dim Light has on my skin. And like I said, I'm waiting for a backup. Favorite product for all over the face. Sometimes the problem is I do like the more dewy look, but dewy can turn oily and greasy very quickly. So I do like to powder and to set everything into place. However, obviously powder defeats the whole dewy purpose sometimes, but not with this powder. Not with this. It's amazing. It still leaves the dewy and glowiness of your skin, so that's what makes it such an amazing product in my opinion. And the other face powder, or not face powder, the other powder is the under eye powder, and for that I love the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. This lasts forever. There's still so much. No, actually there's not that much inside anymore, but I've had this since like 2 years or something. I really just use it under the eye. There is some glitter in there, so it might give you some flashback when you do flash photography, so be aware of that. But it sets my concealer and it gives just a little bit of extra glow. It's kind of like a highlight for your under eye area without looking over the top, and that's what makes this product well worth the money, because it's not cheap, but it lasts forever. So I think it's a fair price for what you get. Let's move on to some other face products in terms of bronzers, contour, blushes, and highlights. And I'm going to start with what Jaclyn Hill just called bronzer, and I'm actually going to split it up into bronzer and into contour products, because I think they are two different kinds of products. Now for my bronzer, once again, I am waiting for my backup, because I did end up repurchasing it after all, because it is my favorite bronzer, and it's actually one of the ambient lighting powders from Hourglass as well. And I think it's the Radiant Light. It's the darkest one of the colors. It's warm without being too warm. It has a bit of shimmer without being glittery, and it just looks very, very nice on my skin, because it is actually a face powder and not a bronzer or anything. But for me, because I am usually quite pale, it works perfectly as a bronzer. Like I said, I would love to show it to you. I don't have it here right now, but it's the color all the way to the right in the Free palette from Hourglass. So that is definitely my favorite bronzer. However, if I want to just contour and not bronze up my whole face, I'm loving something else, and it's this one here. And as you can see, it's from The Body Shop, and it's their Honey Bronzer in the color Light, or 01. You can see I'm not sure if you really would hit pan on those because it's like, I think it's a baked kind of product, but you can really see that the pattern is going away. This is a lovely matte product for pale people. I also have, for example, from Benefit, Hoola, but Hoola works nicely as well in the summer, but this is amazing for in the winter. No matter how pale you are able to use this, and for contouring, but also for warming up your face if you want to use it as that. You can do, I'm using it actually right now as like an all over bronzer contour product because like I said, I'm still out of my Radiant Light, so I'm waiting for that, but this is definitely a recommendation in terms of contour products. Let's move on to highlights, and here I was really contemplating. I really like Champagne Pop and the whole like line of Becca highlights. I also really like my Laura Geller highlight, but I'm also using often a lot of blushes which have not just blush properties but also highlight properties. So I had a bit of a hard time deciding what my favorite highlight is, but I have to say it's this one here, and obviously not this side, but this side. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow Duo palette, whatever you want to call it. And this is a really nice, subtle, but still visible highlight. The bronzer is really nice as well, but the highlight is just really, really nice. Like I said, I am quite pale, and when you're as pale as me, if the highlight is too intense, you can see it on my skin. It looks like a stripe on my skin. And while I think this whole metallic effect on a lot of YouTubers, which you see in videos and stuff, I think it looks amazing, but for me, like working in a bank within the financial sector, that's just not wearable on a day-to-day basis. And this one is. It's natural, but it's still there, gives you a nice glow from within, and that's what makes it, yeah, just my ride or die product in terms of highlight. Last but not least, in terms of face products, a blush. Now, I am a blush addict, and I was really contemplating of which one to show you because I really love Orgasm from NARS. I really, really love Exposed from Tarte. But if I really have to choose one blush, which is like my ride or die product, which I could use no matter what kind of makeup I'm wearing, not matter how my skin is, like pale or more tanned, no matter what season it is, it has to be Rockateur from Benefit. This is one of their box of powder blushes. I did hit like pan on this one, as you can see. Just had to check in the viewfinder. This is the most perfect blush. It's some color-wise, it's a hybrid between a bit more on the reddish side and a bit more on the pinkish side. It really adapts to what kind of eye makeup, for example, you're wearing. It has this nice little shimmer to it, or not shimmer, but shine to it, this glowiness I was talking about, so that you would not necessarily need a highlight to go with it. Today I'm wearing both of them on my face, but yeah, you don't have to wear, so I'm both in terms of, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow highlight, and I'm using Rockateur today. I just really, really like it. If I would have to choose one one blush to live with until the end of my days, then it would be Rockateur from Benefit. And now really quickly, a couple of eye products. And here, once again, I did a little bit of my own thing. So I have my favorite, or my ride or die palette for you, my ride or die single powder eyeshadow, and my ride or die single cream eyeshadow, because just a palette on its own I just thought wouldn't do my favorite products justice. Now with the first category, the palette, I have to say I had a bit of an issue because I I don't have one overall palette which I'm really loving. It's more like I switch from palette to palette, use that for a couple of days or weeks, and then move on to the next palette. But since I got this one here, which I'm holding in my hands, it really has been like my all-time favorite of all of my palettes at the moment, and it's the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and it's because of the amazing colors. I actually think that, I mean, I love it because of all the rosy and peachy kind of shades, but I actually think, especially because of the darker colors over here, that it's a palette you can really nicely transition into, you know, your fall makeup as well, because especially this burnt orange up here, and also the purple colors and the darker browns, I think they look amazing in the fall as well. And Too Faced eyeshadows have an amazing quality. I also like the other Too Faced palettes. I do have the chocolate bar palette, and I have the chocolate bonbon palette. I also want to have the semi-sweet chocolate bar palette. But if I have to choose one palette out of all of my palettes, this one would be my ride or die palette at the moment. Let's move on to my two single eyeshadows, and my favorite single eyeshadow in terms of powder eyeshadows is the number 9 Rosewood from Burberry, and I have hit pan on this. This is just the best all over simple lip color, all over the lid color. I love it. It shows that you're wearing something on your face, that you have eyeshadow on, and it just makes you look put together without looking over the top. It's really, you just need one fluffy blush, just, you know, all over the lid, blend it out a little bit, and you're done. It's amazing, and I really love and recommend Rosewood from Burberry. And when it comes to cream eyeshadows, I actually just mentioned this product in my last favorites video because I kind of rediscovered it. I do like to set it with a powder eyeshadow on top. I'm actually wearing both the following product as well as then the Burberry powder eyeshadow on top. But my favorite cream eyeshadow is the 24-Hour Color Tattoo cream eyeshadow by Maybelline in the color On and On Bronze, I think, or Bad to the Bronze in the US. I actually just repurchased this because the old one was getting quite dry, and it's a drugstore product. It's really cheap and affordable, but it's a beautiful bronzy color. It lasts all day. Once again, it's a nice color to wear just very quickly all over the lid, and you look done. You can set it with powder eyeshadows if you like. Like I said, I'm doing that today, and I have a bit of the black color from the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette from the first one on my lower lash line because I didn't feel like putting on eyeliner. But yeah, definitely my ride or die cream eyeshadow, and I know also the other color tattoos are really good in quality. Last but not least, for the eyes, before we move on to two lip products, favorite mascara has to be my Benefit Rollerlash. I just love the stuff. This is tube number 3, 4, 5, I don't know. I have a travel size, actually, which I'm taking to the hospital with me. I have a backup of this. I love it. I'm wearing it right now. It really elongates my lashes. It thickens my lashes. It's nice and black. What I have to say, I would prefer it to be a little bit more, not water resistant, but I do sometimes get a bit of smudging on my upper lid. It depends on if I'm wearing eyeshadow or not, and if it's just a cream eyeshadow or if it's a powder eyeshadow. It obviously doesn't happen as much with a powder eyeshadow, but more with cream products, or if I'm not wearing anything, because then I might get oily here a little bit, and then it transfers. But overall, still, this has to be my ride or die mascara of all times, and this one I really don't see changing in the near future. And now finally, the last two products are two lip products. It's a lipstick and it's a lip gloss. I do like lipsticks, I like to own them, but I do have very, very, very dry lips no matter what I do, which is why wearing lipsticks doesn't always look the best on me. Even today, right now, I'm not wearing lipstick, I'm wearing the gloss I'm going to show you in a second. But even today I have very dry lips, and I just think lipsticks just don't look as good on my lips then, which is why I'm not into matte lipsticks or liquid lipsticks or anything like that at all. But and that is also why my favorite lipstick is a MAC lipstick with a luster finish, and it's the color Syrup. And I will show you the color real quick. It's this lovely darker rose nude color. It's very easy to find affordable lip liners to go with it. It's just my perfect my lips but better color. It wears nicely on the lips. It's maybe not as long lasting as a matte lipstick, but still lasts quite long on my lips, and I just really, really like it. And I think I just shown you the lip gloss as well. And funny enough, they are quite similar in terms of color. I think I showed both products in my recent favorite video, because they are just my favorite things to wear. And the lip gloss is the Instant Light Natural Lip Perfector by Clarins. This is the color 7. I also really like the lighter pink, but I ran out of that, so I have to repurchase. So those are the two colors. Okay, on my hand they don't look quite as similar in the viewfinder, but they are quite similar. It's what I'm wearing on my lips right now. They do have a little bit of color, not overly much, but you can definitely see it. It might not come off on camera, but you can see that it has color. The gloss is super nourishing. It's a tad bit sticky, but I just really feel comfortable wearing it because they feel so nice on the lips. I also sometimes like to match, or not to match, but to combine the lipstick with a bit of this on top. Yeah, so those two together or separately are my ride or die lip products. Long video. I don't even want to know right now how long the video actually is. I'm probably at like 30 minutes or something. I'll try to cut it down as much as possible, but obviously that's quite difficult if you want to go through all the categories. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will say goodbye for now, and I actually don't know when the next video will come online, because like I said, I am about to give birth within the next 24 hours. I don't think this video will come online until in around 1.5 weeks, so she will be here since over a week at the point when you watch this video. And then I have to see how quickly we will get back into a routine. Let me know which kind of ride or die products you have, if there's anything based on my recommendations, what you could recommend to me, which you think I would like. Makeup is something I always love to buy, because even now in pregnancy it's the only thing I can really buy, because clothing wise nothing really fitted, but makeup and skincare always works, so that's really, really nice. And yeah, I will get to editing now, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!